Thank you, Mark, for giving us this opportunity to having the first ever interview with you on Aviation Talk along with SLA. Okay, so let me just introduce you to our audience. So I'm having the honor of introducing Ms. Padmi Jayawardhana, who is the Director of Airworthiness for Civil Aviation Authority of Sri Lanka. So we will be having a conversation regarding the International Women's Day that will be coming up on 8th of March 2022. So Ms. Padmi, I'm having the honor of having the opportunity to ask you, can you just tell about your life story? How did you come into this position?
Okay, thank you, Asanda, for having me for this interview. I think life story begins from my school.
Yeah.
My Maliyadeva Balika Mahavidyalaya. I studied in mathematical stream to be qualified to go for engineering, and from my A levels I got selected to University of Peradeniya, and I had the best school results in 1995 for mathematical stream. Then I was about to go to the university to do electronics engineering, and in the meantime I got this message that Kottalavala Defence University is recruiting females for the first time.
Yes.
So I was interested, and I expressed my interest to my parents, and I applied.
Okay.
And selection process was not very tough because nobody knew that they are recruiting female. It was not so famous, so I got the opportunity very easily, and I was the first service cadet number of females. Like, I have the first female number of Kottalavala Defence University. I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
And then I did aeronautical engineering in the university and graduated, and straight away I joined the military, Sri Lanka Air Force, as a maintenance engineer. Tenure in Sri Lanka Air Force was the most prestigious part of my life, I think. I learned aviation engineering after graduation. For this kind of job, you need practical exposure than the theoretical knowledge.
Yes.
So the footing that I had from Sri Lanka Air Force was very, very much valuable, and it was the trainings and the exposure and the experience I got from Sri Lanka Air Force is the one who made me to be able to face any challenge to come, to be able to work in a challenging environment, to work with the dignity, and I was really groomed from Sri Lanka Air Force, and it was again in a time where our country needed the services most, because we had Elam 4.
Yeah.
I retired from Sri Lanka Air Force after completing a tenure of 15 years.
Yes.
And then I joined the Civil Aviation Authority as a senior inspector for airworthiness.
Okay.
Now I am moving from hands-on aircraft maintenance to a place where we are supposed to regulate civilian aviation engineering industry. This was again challenging because I had no experience on civilian environment before, and the culture was entirely different from a civilian organization and a military organization.
Definitely.
You can obviously understand that, and it was quite challenging. Even in fact, in the interview also they asked me, how are you going to adapt the change of culture, and I believed in myself. I thought that I would easily adapt to the new culture, so I tried my level best to prove that women still can become anybody they want to become, even in male dominant industries such as aircraft maintenance engineering, where it sounds like it is male dominant, but it is no more in everywhere in the world. I joined the CAA in 2010, and last year I got promotion to the Director Airworthiness position, which is again I'm very proud about myself, because this is the first ever first time that a female hold this position. What I want to say is that it was quite challenging from the beginning, but when you know what you want to achieve, when you really want to achieve, it is possible.
Definitely.
It is there's nobody to stop you anywhere if you really focus on yourself and what you want to achieve. So I'm happy about myself.
All right. It is actually our honor as well to interview the first female director of airworthiness, and then I think in your career it's not the first question that you had, it's the first time. There's a lot of first in your series, and then it is actually such an amazing journey that you had. So going forward, I would like to ask you a few more questions with you. So now you said that you are the first director of civil aviation, and it has been a huge transition from being a military person to the civil aviation, the civilian side. And then, ma'am, so what would you like to tell to the younger people who are watching this?
Okay. For male or female, if somebody wants to enter this industry, aviation industry, you see the opportunities for pilots, cabin crew, air traffic control, and engineering. It is not that. Now the world has moved on, and there are much more opportunities that anybody at any caliber can enter and enjoy. This is a really welcoming industry, and it is absolutely not gender biased at any position. I have never seen, and it is not that anybody is stopping a female coming into industry. If you really want to come and prove yourself that you can work in a challenging environment, you also can hold responsibilities, and you can deliver a good service, and you are dedicated and you maintain consistency, I don't think that anybody can stop. So I always invite and welcome all the youngsters to come. There is much more in this industry to offer.
Okay. And then, ma'am, like going forward, now you being a female, and then how do you balance your work, like your personal life and then your workload? Because I understand with this position there's a lot of responsibilities. It's not an 8 to 5 job where you have to work. So definitely there will be much more days, where you won't have that much of time to spend with family because of your work schedules. So how do you balance this?
Actually, from the beginning, when I was in the military, I think family understands my role. I understand my capacity and how far I can go. So it was from the beginning, it was a balance between the personal life and the work life, because I have never been in a place where I can come to office at 8 o'clock and go back at 5 o'clock and dedicate rest of my weekends to family. I was always being in this time challenging positions. So now I'm used to it. This is my 26th year in aviation industry, and now it has become part of my life, that I don't want to put an extra effort to do this balancing of personal life and family life. It is now more or less okay.
All right. So then coming in towards the end of the program, I would say, what will be your message for the International Women's Day for everyone?
Okay, to all the females out there, I would like to say, existence of you itself is lovely and pleasant, and you are unique and you are beautiful. Believe in yourself, and there's nothing that stops you to achieve your dreams. Thank you.
All right. So it was an amazing session. Thank you very much for your time. It is such an inspiration for us, for all the aviators, and then not just the aviation industry, but then for anyone who is joining with us a program. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right.